Hare Krishna, my friends. Welcome to our Bhaktiville reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. Tonight we're meeting at the Nectar of Devotion building outside the main temple. When we've finished reading, we'll have fireworks display over the water, so we'll go out on the pier and watch. In the past few weeks, we've been hearing from Narada Muni, who's been relating his life to Srila Vyasadeva. Lord Krishna appeared to Narada Muni, and in 1.625 that we read last week, Krishna left him and said, "Then that supreme authority, personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking." Srila Prabhupada says in the purport to this text that the personality of Godhead was not seen but only heard does not make any difference. This is especially important to us as we chant japa or read Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. These words of Lord Krishna are Krsna Himself. We're on Canto 1, Chapter 6, Text 31. You'll find that on page 340 of the PDF or page 307 of the book that we're using. But before we get started, let's offer our obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. And please accept my humble obeisances. Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripasindubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, you and everyone in the world and universe. They are just like desire trees and can fulfill the desires of everyone. They are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Jai. So this building, this Nectar of Devotion, maybe you'd call it the Bhakti building, but anyway, Nectar of Devotion building, I built a while back while we were reading Nectar of Devotion, and each room represents a different kind of service that you can do. Shravana, Kirtanam, Smarana, Vandanam, Padasevana, Dasyare, all here in these rooms, represented in each one of these rooms. So if you have a chance to come through here, there are interactive things you can do in each room. In this Pujari room, this room kind of over to my right, there's a sewing machine, and there are different things you can do in there. And then to my left is the library, and there are books in there that you can read and even take a copy. In the kitchen, you can cook and wash dishes, and so there are things that you can do in each one of those rooms. And there's an explanation of what each one of those things is and how it is devotional service. So let's read or sing the verses we sing each time before we start reading Srimad Bhagavatam. I just saw somebody touch the rug. So the rug that we're sitting on changes every time you click on the rug. So it's kind of fun because you can have a different kind of it's okay. So you can change it. Change it to whatever you like. There's all kinds of different patterns in there. Yeah, I got that so long ago. Anyway, let's sing these verses. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The second verse. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim swarasvatim vyasam tato jayam udirayit. Oh, I forgot to read the English. I'll read it here. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Okay, here's the English for the first one we sang. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. All right, this time we'll get them all right. Shrinvatam svakata Krishna, punya shravana kirtanaha, nridyantasto yabadrani, vidhunoti suhritsatam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma Supersoul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. And the last one, Nashta prayesha badreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhakti bhavati naistiki. And there we have it, the 4 verses beforehand. All right, so we are on First Canto, Chapter 6, Text 31. It's page 340 of the PDF that we use, or 307 of the book. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I'll try and not. All right, text 31. Call and response. Antar bahishcha lokam strin. Antar bahishcha lokam strin. Varye mashkandita vrataha. Sorry, it all just went together there. Parye myaskandita vrataha. Anugrahan Mahavishnur. Anugrahan Mahavishnur. Avigata gati kvachit. Avigata gati kvachit. All right, all together. Antarbahischa lokam strin paryemyas kandita vrataha anugraham mahavishnur avigata gati kvachit. Kandita, did you want to
Yeah, I had to just speaker button. Anturbahis chalokam strin paryem meyaskunda vrataha anugrahan mahavishnur avigata gatis kvachit.
Excellent. All right, word for word. Antaha, in the transcendental world. Bahi, in the material world. Cha, and. Lokan, planets. Trin, 3 divisions. Paryemi, travel. Askandita, unbroken. Vrataha, vow. Anugrahat, by the causeless mercy. Mahavishnoho, of the Mahavishnu. Karnadakshayi Vishnu. Avikata, without restriction. Gatihi, entrance. Kvachit, at any time. So this is Narada Muni speaking to Vyasadeva. Translation. Since then, by the grace of the Almighty Vishnu, I travel everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world and in the 3 divisions of the material world. This is because I am fixed in unbroken devotional service of the Lord. Purport. Oh, so plate 22. Let's get to that one. Plate 22. Not that one. That one. Not that one. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I kept it. Hang on just a second. Sorry about this. Plate 22. Oh, thank you. I just didn't go far enough, did I? Thanks. All right, plate 22. So there's Narada Muni. Okay, purport. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, there are three divisions of the material spheres, namely the Urdhaloka, the topmost planets, Madhyaloka, midway planets, and the Adhaloka, downwards planets. And beyond the Urdhaloka planets, that is to say, above the Brahmaloka, there are the material coverings of the universes. And above that, there is the spiritual sky, which is unlimited in expansion, containing unlimited self-illuminated Vaikuntha planets by God Himself, along with His associates, who are all eternally liberated living entities. Do we have, there was one that I put in last time on the viewer of the different, maybe I took it out. Maybe I put it after this. There it is. Okay, so this shows the different systems, and it shows the outer layers of the universe. All right. Sri Narada Muni could enter all these planets, both in the material and spiritual spheres, without restriction, as much as the Almighty Lord is free to move personally in any part of His creation. In the material world, the living beings are influenced by the three material modes of nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. But Sri Narada Muni is transcendental to all these material modes, and thus he can travel everywhere unrestricted. He is a liberated spaceman. The causeless mercy of Lord Vishnu is unparalleled, and such mercy is perceived by the devotees only by the grace of the Lord. Therefore, the devotees never fall down, but the materialists, i.e. the fruitive workers and the speculative philosophers, do fall down, being forced by the respective modes of nature. The rishis, as above mentioned, cannot enter into the transcendental world like Narada. This fact is disclosed in the Narasimha Purana. Rishis like Marichi are authorities in fruitive work, and rishis like Sanaka and Sanatana are authorities in philosophical speculations. But Sri Narada Muni is the prime authority for transcendental devotional service of the Lord. All the great authorities in the devotional service of the Lord follow in the footsteps of Narada Muni in the order of the Narada Bhakti Sutra, and therefore all the devotees of the Lord are unhesitatingly qualified to enter into the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha. Okay, so Bhaktiville asks, how does he appear in the material world? Does he come and live an entire life here? Well, they're saying here that he has a transcendental body, and he was granted the ability to travel through spiritual and material realms. He's the transcendental spaceman, Prabhupada called him. And that's what he does. He goes everywhere. He goes to the spiritual realm, he comes to the material realm, goes all over the different universes in the material realm. Who would be able to see him here? Srila Prabhupada often said that Narada Muni was in the room during kirtan. So those with that transcendental vision can see him. Or I would suspect whoever Narada Muni wants to see him. So, does that answer those questions? Yes, okay. So yeah, we used to always talk about Narada Muni as the transcendental spaceman. And here it is. He's a liberated spaceman, Prabhupada says. All right, Text 32. Bhaktiville says, he is a true spaceman. He is indeed. And yeah, all right. Text 32, call and response. Devadatam imam vinam. Devadatam imam vinam. Svara Brahma vibhushitam. Svara Brahma vibhushitam. Murchayitva harikatam. Marichayitva harikatam. I got stuck on that one. Gayamanas charamyaham. Gayamanas charamamyaham. Charamyaham. Sorry. All right, the whole thing. Devadatam imam venam svara brahma vibhushitam morchayitva harikatam gayamanas charamyaham.
Devadatam imam venam svara brahma vibhushitam murchayitva harikatam gayamanas charamyaham.
Perfect, thank you. Word for word. Deva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Datam, gifted by. Imam, this. Vinam, a musical stringed instrument. Swara, singing meter. Brahma, transcendental. Vibhushitam, decorated with. Murchayitva, vibrating. Harikatam, transcendental message. Gayamanaha, singing constantly. Charami, do move. Aham, I. Translation. And thus I travel, constantly singing the glories of the Lord and transcendental messages, vibrating this instrument called a veena, which is charged with transcendental sound and which was given to me by Lord Krishna. Purport. The musical string instrument called the veena, which was handed to Narada by Lord Shri Krishna, is described in the Linga Purana, and this is confirmed by Srila Jiva Goswami. This transcendental instrument is identical with Lord Shri Krishna and Narada because all of them are of the same transcendental category. Sound vibrated by the instrument cannot be material, and therefore the glories and pastimes which are broadcast by the instrument of Narada are also transcendental, without a tinge of material inebriety. The 7 singing meters, namely Sa, Sharja, Re, Rishabha, Ga, Gandhara, Ma, Madhyam, Pa, Pancham, Ta, Daivata, and Ni, Nishada, are also transcendental and specifically meant for transcendental songs. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Sri Narada Deva is always fulfilling his obligation to the Lord for his gift of the instrument, and thus he is always engaged in singing his transcendental glories, and is therefore infallible in his exalted position. Following in the footsteps of Srila Narada Muni, a self-realized soul in the material world should also properly use the sound meters, namely Sha, Ri, Ga, Ma, etc., in the service of the Lord by constantly singing the glories of the Lord, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktiville says, I love the last sentence of this. Imagine a gift from Krishna. That's such a wonderful story. It is, I agree. And what hit me when I was reading this was, I'm trying to find Sri Narada Dev is always fulfilling his obligation to the Lord for his gift of the instrument. It's like, yeah, Krishna gave me an instrument. I would use it 24/7, right? It's like, woohoo. Yeah, yeah. I also wanted to say that the sa, these words, sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, are not the same as our musical notation. It's a completely different system. They use the similar notes, but they're not represented by these names. If you want to, Bhaktiville says, yes, I have seen the music sheets. Yeah, it's. I was listening to, in preparation for this, I was listening to some YouTube videos about it, and this person was saying, okay, so let's do this sarigama, and they said, so we play this tone, and then we start from there. Sa is whatever's being played. That's the beginning note. And then they were like, I don't really, and they did a scale, and they were like, I don't really like this. And they changed sa to a different note, and then did the same thing over again. Saragama. And it was like, wait a minute. So sa is not a note. Sa is not like C, middle C or something. So anyway, it's a different system. Bhaktiville says, I don't want to even start learning that. He said it reminds me of jazz. Well, it's different. It's just different. Anyway, it's very different. Let's just put it that way. It's very different. But, every culture gets to define their culture the way they want to. So this is Indian music. And I was at a kirtan last night, and this Indian guy sang the Hare Krishna mantra, and it was such an entrancing tune. It had such longing in it. And it was just, it's always so interesting what can be evoked from different tunes and different, that was wonderful. Bhaktiville says, the sa is the first note of where they want to start. Yes, exactly. Yes. And amazing. There are so many ways. And he loves that too. Oh, but Kandita says, that sounds wonderful. It was had such longing in it. Anyway, text 33. I'm prattling on too much today. Okay, text 33, word for word. Pragayata Svaviryani, Pragayata Svaviryani, Tirtapada Priyashravaha, Tirtapada Priyashravaha, Ahuta Eva Mesigram, Ahuta Eva Mesigram, Darshanam Yati Chetasi. It seemed like such a short one. Oh, there's so much going on here in chat. So Bhaktivinoda says, I know how nice our kirtans are. Kandita says, there's so much we don't understand or experienced in Krishna consciousness. Yes, it's true. It's so vast. All right, let's do the whole verse all together. Pragayata svaviryani tirtapada priyashravaha ahuta eva sikram darshanam yati chetasi.
Just a minute. Pragayata svaviryani tirta pada priyashrava ahuta eva me shigram darshanam yati chetasi.
Perfect, thank you. Word for word. Pragayataha, thus singing. Saviryani, own activities. Tirtapadaha, the Lord whose lotus feet are the source of all virtues or holiness. Priya Shravaha, pleasing to hear. Ahuta, called for. Eva, just like. Me, to me. Shigram, very soon. Darshanam, sight. Yati, appears. Chaitasi, on seat of the heart. Translation. The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, whose glories and activities are pleasing to hear, at once appears on the seat of my heart, as if called for, as soon as I begin to chant his holy activities. Purport. The absolute personality of Godhead is not different from his transcendental name, form, pastimes, and the sound vibrations thereof. As soon as a pure devotee engages himself in the pure devotional service of hearing, chanting, and remembering the name, fame, and activities of the Lord, at once he becomes visible to the transcendental eyes of the pure devotee by reflecting himself on the mirror of the heart by spiritual television. Therefore, a pure devotee who is related with the Lord in loving transcendental service can experience the presence of the Lord at every moment. It is a natural psychology in every individual case that a person likes to hear and enjoy his personal glories enumerated by others. That is a natural instinct. And the Lord, being also an individual personality like others, is not an exception to this psychology, because psychological characteristics visible in the individual souls are but reflections of the same psychology in the Absolute Lord. The only difference is that the Lord is the greatest personality of all and absolute in all his affairs. If, therefore, the Lord is attracted by the pure devotee's chanting of his glories, there is nothing astonishing. Since he is absolute, he can appear himself in the picture of his glorification, the two things being identical. Srila Narada chants the glorification of the Lord not for his personal benefit, but because the glorifications are identical with the Lord. Narada Muni forces the presence of the Lord by the transcendental chanting. Okay, we're going to stop there tonight because we want to watch some fireworks. So we're going to do that. I'm going to stop here and head out onto the pier. Well, glories to Srila Prabhupada. Say, Akanditi, you ought to explore around. You can even sit down and play these instruments.
Yeah, sure. I will come back and do that. I want to go with you
Oh,
guys to the pier to watch fireworks.
hi.
And here we go.
Bhaktiville, is it nighttime in your viewing?
This is so neat. Look
Cool.
at all these American flags out here. I better turn my night thing on.
That's what I. Gosh.
Ooh! Woo! Wow! Wow! Look at that! Wow! Woohoo! Applause.
Wow, that's pretty.
Wow! It's pretty. It's beautiful. Who's doing them? Bhakti is doing them?
Yeah, he's doing them. Yeah.
Wow,
And the
amazing.
fire.
These are great. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Good.
Rama, Woohoo!
Still
Look
have
at
one that
that.
says Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Wow.
Ooh.
Woohoo! Oh, everything's working well. Woohoo!
Oh, nails coming out. Watch.
Isn't there a way to make us make applause as a
Oh, right.
trying to woohoo! Haribol, Haribol, Hari, Hare Krishna.
It's the best one ever, huh? Oh, wow.
Wow. We don't have fireworks like this in Hilo even. I can see them out my living room window
Uh-huh.
across the bay, but they're pretty pathetic.
Scare
They
off.
are.
They always scare the pets.
They always scare you.
The pets. The dogs, the
Oh
cats.
yeah. Woohoo!
There goes the whale. Whale's happy. That's the finale. Okay. That was great.
That
That
was
was
wonderful. That's wonderful. Yay!
much Bhaktiville.
Oh, they're scaring her puppy.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Yes, I want hugs.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, side hugs.
Down.
Haribol. Thank you. Well, thank you. It was very nice to celebrate our
Yeah.
Dependence Day. I call this my Dependence Day. My dependence on Krishna.
Where's